Last time on Dragon Ball Multiverse, or rather a good while ago now, Bojack would be defeated by Cell in the second round of the tournament, during of which, Bujin revealed to the heroines of his same Universe 6, he knows they're only at this tournament to take out Bojack once and for all. With his loss, the pirate then demanded to be taken back home after being resurrected. Kat, Sid, Jet, and the others doing the same. Will the girls finally be able to do away with the villain once and for all? Or will they come up short yet again?
This is part of an ongoing series. Catch up fully using the links below, and go show your support to Salagir and Berrizo.
Shortly after the second round of the Multiverse tournament, the Vargas careen a ship to escort a handful of contestants back home. Some of them more bitter than others. On board, one of the operators questions won't they regret not watching the rest of the event. After all, this isn't just a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. It's actually rather hard to quantify now that I think about it. But the pirate merely scoffs this off, uttering, "Who cares? Let's get this over with. I miss my palace." Zangya takes the opportunity to snarkily ask which palace he means. Though now that she mentions it, all of them actually. At the same time, Bujin appears to possibly be whispering something to one of the Vargas. And way in the back stand the magic girls. Furthering his pompous hollering, Bojack squabbles on how he doesn't want to hear about the other universes ever again. After this little tournament, all voyages will be banned. And glancing back at the aforementioned magic warriors, the villain thinks that fortunately for him, there will be something to distract him and his gang once they return back home. Moments later, the ship phases into their dimension without incident. Upon inquiring which group should be dropped off first, Bojack insists to the pilot that honor should go to the young ladies, of course. All of which sport a face that can be best described as confident skepticism. Jet simply, and sarcastically, replies how sweet a gesture that is. Landing below on planet Zitral 4, the magic girls step onto the exit platform, but something has the Vargas confused. Does Bojack's crew intend on leaving with him? The brute comments on how he needs some air. As they make their descent, the same birdman doesn't remember this landscape at all. Did they really find him here before the tournament? However, she doesn't vocalize this concern. Bojack pompously quips, "What is this dump?" Prompting Mai to swing her head around asking if the tough guy has something to say. But of course he doesn't. At any rate, the reluctant time has finally come to bid their new feather-headed friends farewell, thanking them for everything. They can go home now. That's when Zangya realizes, did that girl just try to provoke Bojack? The Varga interjects that she thought they just wanted some quick fresh air. Doesn't he want to be dropped off on his own world? Jet assures that if Bojack and his crew want to visit their planet, they're more than welcome here. Which seals it for Zangya. This is a trap. The birds don't waste any time and quickly move back to the tournament grounds, as Zangya urges her boss not to play their game. But the pirate tells her to hang on and wait for the Vargas to leave. That's what is most important right now. Inside the ship, the pilot found the mood down there very strange. Her comrade rolls his eyes and says that isn't their problem. It's time to go. On the ground, Jet informs her allies it's time. They're all alone now. Bojack feels the same. They're finally alone and masters of their own universe. He tells his grunts that they're gonna start by shredding these little wenches and take care of their planet. Looks like they missed it during all their years of pillaging. Interestingly enough, Bujin doesn't appear as amped up as his counterparts. Replying to his statement, the blonde heroine utters that Bojack didn't miss their home planet. Her and her friends have simply chosen a quiet place to finish this, as they're here to kill him. Year 778, around 16 years ago, we get a look at the sacred temple where the magic powers of the Chosen Ones were developed. Someone who appears to be a priestess inquires to another about a new gift of some kind. Though it's not that cut and dry, her comrade replies that they're still studying the case. Asking her to elaborate, she explains that this new gift either means she's gonna have the power to turn people into cats, or Lynn has the power to transform herself into a cat. The priestess, finding this interesting, questions what Lynn thinks about all this. But unfortunately, they're also studying ways to transform her back into a person. Just as someone else comes running in from out of nowhere shouting, "Death! Death!" Trying to figure out exactly what she's talking about, the woman continues to go on saying thousands of people will die. before she can even fully explain. What she refers to makes itself known. A trio of familiar pirates. Even in their earlier days, Xenia chastises her boss for what a pain he is. This city was the pinnacle of civilization. Art, fashion, goldsmithing, everything was here. She wanted to make herself a palace, and he just goes in and destroys everything without warning. However, the brute has a dissenting view of things. He himself can't stand pretentious people all dressed up like they're a walking carnival or something. His comrade argues it's called refinement, something he obviously doesn't know about. As the two continue to butt heads, Bujin figures here comes a hissy fit. Lowering herself to his emotional maturity, Xenia offers her apologies to Chief Bojack. She was only having a stupid little tantrum. Will he ever forgive her? With exchanging a few more words of the situation, Bojack ushers him to the next town. He doesn't like the smell of smoke here. In present time, Jet screams, 356,000 dead. That includes all of their families. Bojack chuckles, so they hate him. There are people everywhere who hate him. This is nothing new. Which Bujin takes as the perfect opportunity to contradict his boss. Actually, this time there is something new. Baffled, he questions his underling what he's doing. Who responds in an annoyed tone, "I'm betraying you, moron," before telling Xenia she still has a chance to surrender if she'd like to take it. Furious, the pirate's voice scrapes that Bujin disappoints him. He's going to die with him. That's all he will get. Turning to Kat, Jet tells her that's her cue.
Huh? What's up?
That's when it dawns on Xenia she's unable to fly. She can feel the gravity. They made him weak. Kat mocks Bojack, asking if he can't keep up, wanting to know how it feels finding himself in the same position as his countless victims. Retorting with his usual vulgarity, the villain screams that when he gets his strength back, there will be nowhere in the universe where she will be able to hide. The statement causes Kat to smile. Little Bojack really thought he would be imprisoned? Judged? He really thought his life wasn't over? Kat questions if it's because she's a girl. Does that make her not look like an executioner? Springing into action, Xenia won't let them have their way. Kat is the only real warrior among them. The rest of the girls are normal. Possibly remembering Sid's fight with Emperor Vegeta, where she couldn't even move under the gravity of the ring. Defending his new comrades, Bujin asks if Xenia really forgot him already. Gaining his footing, he comments that she was the one who always sided with this brute. Now she can watch him die. With some words of her own, she argues that they had no choice but to side with Bojack. That includes him too. It was support him or die. She reminds Bujin that he himself was nothing before him, a ridiculous introvert. Bujin actually agrees with this statement, but unlike her and Bojack, he evolved. Bojack is still dim, and Xenia is still a liar. Continuing her monologue, Kat tells him to think again. At the same time, Bojack falls to his knees knowing full well he can't transform. Kat sentences him to death by hundreds of justices, including those of his own people. Xenia unleashes a sadistic smile at Bujin's words. Liar. He forgot murderer. Slicing Bujin's neck. Turns out the others are a little less normal than Xenia gave him credit for. At least under the current conditions, they are easily able to overwhelm her. They shout out that she is also sentenced to death. As someone else moves in that previously didn't catch much attention before. That girl. It's her. Flashing back again, the magic warriors prepare a dangerous plan. Congregating, Jet makes her case to the Elder that Mai's powers are their only chance. Though the Elder argues that she must realize they must remain near Bojack for more than 30 hours, right? Mai herself makes a proposal. She'll get hired on as a servant in his palace. Over several weeks, she'll have enough time to synchronize with him. As soon as she's ready, she'll block his powers and any assassin can take care of him. But the problem there is Bojack has no servants, only slaves, and he often kills them. Mai doubles down that this is a risk worth taking. As a psychic from before informs, it won't be necessary. beings from elsewhere will arrive in 4 months. They will give them an opportunity to stand alongside Bojack. For now, their goal is they must manage to generate energy that will attract them. With a blade at her neck, Zanga makes one final plea to Bujin to kill that girl. The one called Mai. She's the one who controls their strength. Stop her and the 3 of them are saved. Still holding the wound at his throat that she caused, Bujin gargles out that he has always known that. Bojack finally dealt with, Kat turns her sights onto Zanga, who pathetically begs for her to wait. She didn't get a chance to make her choice. She sides with them now. While making a wise decision, the Bojack gang finally falls for good. With everything coming to a settle, Sid mentions that since Bujin helped him in the end, the rest of them think it's only fair for his death sentence to be reconsidered. Though what's worrisome about him is that his powers will come back eventually and he could be dangerous. However, they're never given a chance to decide what his fate will be. The matter has already resolved itself. Finally, the galactic rampage of the Bojack gang was ended. Peace would finally return to the heroes of Universe 6, and the long process of rebuilding and healing would begin. Meanwhile, the other world of this realm, Goku runs up to Vegeta to excitedly exclaim Bojack's dead. Just as thrilled, Vegeta can't wait to go to hell to kick his butt for some revenge. Unfortunately, he's not going to have a butt to kick. Since he's going through the purification machine, he won't get to keep his body, much to the frustration of the battle-hungry warrior. At last, the story of Universe 6 comes to an end. All our Z-Fighters wouldn't be the main players in it. At least their killers were finally given the fates they so deserved.